We all work hard to achieve happiness, don't we? We push ourselves, we grind through every day, thinking that if we just keep working, we'll finally reach a point where we can say, now I'm happy. But what if I told you that happiness doesn't come from constantly striving for more, but instead from recognizing that you are already happy right now? This is where the wisdom of Buddha, an ancient teacher, comes into play. In his teachings, Buddha speaks about a concept that has been passed down for thousands of years. Knowing contentment is wealth. Buddha teaches us that contentment isn't about achieving more, it's about realizing that we already have enough. But in the world we live in today, this is a hard concept to grasp. We live in a society that constantly tells us we need more. More money, more success, more possessions. We're conditioned to believe that happiness lies just beyond the horizon, waiting for us to catch up with it. But the truth is, we're often chasing an illusion. The myth of striving for happiness. Take a moment and think about what happiness looks like for you. Perhaps it's a new car, a promotion, or maybe a beautiful vacation. But have you ever reached one of these goals only to find that once you get there, you still feel empty? That's because the happiness you thought would be there is actually just a fleeting emotion, and it's often tied to something external. Buddha's teachings tell us that true happiness comes from within, not from external achievements. When we're always focused on chasing something outside of ourselves, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. The goal isn't to acquire more, but to recognize that we already have everything we need to be happy right now. The key to unlocking this contentment lies in shifting our mindset. The power of shifting your perspective. To begin practicing knowing contentment, start by lowering your standards of happiness. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But let's think about it. In today's world, we expect a lot. A certain lifestyle, certain luxuries, certain comforts. But when we lower those expectations, we can start to appreciate the simple things in life, things we might normally overlook. For instance, today, you might be sitting in your home, scrolling through your phone or reading the script. Take a moment to appreciate the fact that you have a home, you have food, you have warmth. These are things that many people in the world do not have. Yet, we often take them for granted. By lowering our expectations and realizing that these simple blessings are enough, we can start to experience true happiness. This shift in perspective doesn't mean you have to give up on your dreams or stop working hard. It means accepting that the pursuit of happiness doesn't have to be endless. You can find peace and satisfaction in the present moment, right where you are. The root cause of striving. Why do we keep pushing for more, even when we have enough? It's because we're trapped in a cycle that tells us that happiness is just one more step away. Society teaches us that we need to achieve more to be valued, to be happy, to be successful. But in reality, this cycle only leads to more stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Buddha warns us against living life with this mindset. Striving for something constantly leads to a never-ending chase. As technology advances, as society evolves, the standards for happiness only rise. We become conditioned to expect more, and the more we have, the more we want. This constant striving creates a gap between what we have and what we think we should have, and that gap is what causes unhappiness. Finding true happiness. So, how do we break free from this cycle of striving? The answer lies in recognizing that the true source of happiness is not external, but internal. Buddha's principle of knowing contentment teaches us that by accepting what we have and being grateful for it, we can experience true happiness. When we lower our expectations and stop chasing unattainable goals, we create space for contentment to enter our lives. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're living in a small apartment. Your friends have bigger homes, better cars, and more vacations. But every day, you wake up grateful for your simple life. You're happy with what you have, and you appreciate the small things, the warmth of your bed, the food on your table, the people who love you. By knowing contentment, you find joy in your life as it is, without needing to compare yourself to others. The art of appreciating what you have. To truly practice knowing contentment, you need to appreciate the small blessings in your life. Start by making a list of things you're thankful for. It could be your family, your health, your ability to go for a walk, or even just the fact that you're alive. By focusing on gratitude, you shift your mind from scarcity to abundance. You begin to see how rich your life already is. When you recognize the richness of what you already have, you stop chasing after things that won't bring you lasting happiness. This isn't about being complacent. It's about being present and aware of the blessings that surround you. The more you practice this, the more content you become, and the less you feel the need to constantly strive for more. Breaking the illusion of more. In our culture, we're often told that more is better. More money, more things, more success. But Buddha's teachings remind us that true fulfillment comes from within, not from accumulating external things. When we stop chasing after more, we stop the cycle of unending desire. This doesn't mean we give up our ambitions, but we stop tying our happiness to what we acquire. We begin to value contentment over consumption. The illusion of more keeps us locked in a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. But when we break free from this illusion, we can experience true peace. We realize that we already have enough. This is the essence of knowing contentment, recognizing that you are already rich, even if you don't have everything you think you need. The power of contentment in today's world. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the race. The race for more, for success, for validation. But Buddha's wisdom offers a different path, a path of contentment, peace, and gratitude. By lowering your standards and appreciating what you already have, you unlock a deeper, more lasting happiness. We don't need to wait for some future event to make us happy. We can choose to be happy right now, in the present moment. The key is to recognize that true happiness comes from within, not from what we achieve or acquire. Conclusion: living a life of contentment. In conclusion, Buddha's teachings about knowing contentment offer us a powerful way to find happiness in our lives. Instead of constantly striving for more, we can learn to appreciate the blessings we already have. By lowering our expectations and accepting what we have, we can find peace and joy in the present moment. So, I encourage you to take a moment today and reflect on your life. What are you grateful for? What small blessings do you have that you may have been overlooking? By practicing contentment, you can start to live a life of true happiness, a life that is rich, peaceful, and fulfilling.